Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Double checking ADA once more here, see what Cardano's up to. It's actually a very good thing. I want you to stick around and kind of pay attention to this because we are double bottoming here, which is a very good sign, especially contrary to Bitcoin and how massive it sold off recently and just how well Cardano bounced back, right? So we get to see a lot of support in this 30 to 31 cent range, and that's a very good sign. So we'll look at some, some macro fib levels here, kind of readjust some things and just double check a few key factors. In fact, I do have my macro fibs up here right now. Let me go ahead and put out our more recent local fibs here from our local low to our local high. And this will give us better perspective on where we're at. Because again, we're right in that 0.618, that golden pocket range, generally construed as a very positive support range. So we can see, even though we wicked down below twice to kind of bounce off this 0.786 fib level, we're looking fairly strong. So we'll pull up some back-end liquidation data too, kind of see what's up, because this is extremely important to recognize when you are trying to trade certain coins. Speaking of trading coins, awesome exchange here. Recently partnered with BTCC. I highly recommend maybe checking them out. It's just a nice KYC or no KYC, no VPN required exchange. They've been around for about 13 years now. They're a very good exchange. I highly recommend checking them out. Link down below for that. Quickly to note here though too, the backend data for ADA. What's going on with Cardano? Well, 34 to 36 cents is a massive amount of liquidation to the upside. We've also got a lot down as low as about 30 cents even, right? So if we zoom out and in, essentially zoom in on the macro, the 30-day liquidation areas, we can see 185 million, 160, 240, somewhere in a range of plus or minus $1 billion between here and 36 cents, right? More specifically, 34 to 36. So it's a pretty heavy concentration. Half a billion to roughly $1 billion in liquidation, depending on where the price action goes. So with us being smack dab in the middle of these two areas, it doesn't tell us a ton like which way the price is going to go because of it. Usually when you're really close to liquidation levels, there's more propensity for the price to gravitate towards that. We're seeing kind of this neutrality on the larger timeframes. However, more recently, a lot of shorts are getting really ballsy at that 34 cent mark, still holding their shorts open. Why, I don't know, but they still have stop losses and or liquidation levels at that area. Okay, so again, greed is a very real thing, folks. I totally get it too. Honestly, it's a bearish market, so you're going to find more statistical probability of shorting than taking longs. But look at how well Cardano's doing, ADA is doing, contrary to Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin's pulling back right now. It's been a pretty aggressive little hour candle there, and we can't even see that same pullback. In fact, it's pushing further. Okay, got a nice little double bottom again here. We want to kind of pay attention to. We break this neckline here at about 33.5, or more so at 34 cents. We probably see the price continue to run from there. Okay, so again, Cardano's looking pretty strong. I like what I see here so far. Let's go ahead and dive in and see what's going on. So daily time frame, what's the haps here? Well, as per usual, most coins are bearish. There's no other way around it. Until Bitcoin breaks soundly above, just say 60K, or it's more local resistance, 56.7 is that local point of control for Bitcoin. We're going to be able to see similar behavior from altcoins. However, we got a bullish engulfing candle here starting. We've got a nice little bottom out here with TSI. MACD's trying to converge. RSI, while it's not back at 50, unlike most coins, it's starting to run towards that. So all in all, pretty good stuff here. Stochastic swing to the upside. I would not by any stretch say this is a bullish type of macro, but it's still beneficial. There's some outliers there that are better than most coins right now. I've looked at maybe a good 10 coins here so far a day, and I can say in that time, so far, the daily looks pretty good here with Cardano. Doesn't look half as good as SUI. We got a long on SUI. It's probably going to sweep that upper level liquidation. Different conversation for another day. You go ahead and watch my analysis. It's available as is right now. But what I'm getting at is the point here that 32.32, basically 32 cents, is that local point of control. We've broken through that little resistance range at 0.618 fib level. It's a very good sign. And on the 4-hour time frame, when we look, we can see here that stochastic RSI is topping out. Usually that implies that we're going to see a tentative reversal. We're seeing that right now with Bitcoin too, where it's starting to max out, hitting its 0.618 fib level, and it's just important to recognize. And if you're curious or kind of thinking or scratching your head right now, why the hell is this guy always looking at Bitcoin? What's the deal? He must be addicted to trading that coin. The truth is it's the front runner for everything. Okay, you don't know what Bitcoin is doing, you don't know what the heck you're going to be doing with altcoins for the most part. So please do yourself a favor. Watch my Bitcoin analysis. I upload twice a day. It's important to know kind of where that's at to set the baseline. MACD's converging though. RSI is right here at 50 plus, ready to break, and that's really a positive sign. Even though stochastic is swinging up here and kind of topping out, there's a solid chance that we're going to see the price action continue higher here moving forward, just based on the overall trend that we're seeing here. Once again, I'll post our playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here shortly, so you kind of know what that looks like. But we're getting really close to breaking free and getting some confirming factors here with Cardano. So I really like what I see here so far. Getting above this 0.68 fib level today, maintaining above this point of control is awesome. Keep in mind, low volume weekend, folks. There's no other way around it. You shouldn't expect monumental things on the weekend, especially not consistency. So again, with what you're seeing here so far, this is low volume. Once big volume comes in, it's a different story altogether. However, we are seeing, and if you look at this chart here and you compare it with Bitcoin, Bitcoin's a lot more dramatic to the downside, like most altcoins are, right? They're falling to a D. Where Cardano, while it's pulling back with it, it's not quite as aggressive. And the fact that we've double bottomed here is a really good sign, because we were far from a double bottom with Bitcoin, right? And generally when you see that, it's a bottoming out scenario for this coin, and it implies that there's more potential for continuation higher, or more importantly, it's going to take a lot more to get us through that lower level, okay? So again, mostly positive stuff. I see a strong support at 30.5/$31. Cents, rather, sorry, not dollars, that would be nice. My Cardano enthusiast might say $31 is probable. I don't think it's that's even possible. Anyways, conversation for another day. Don't hate me for saying that. Again, anything could happen, right? Bitcoin could go to 7 figures someday. We never truly know. At this point, though, looking pretty solid. I would say you're more likely to find success going to the upside than the downside. We're mostly confirming factors here on the hourly, and that's generally good. So compared to most other coins I've looked at, minus SUI being like the really strong outlier, Cardano is looking much better than most altcoins. And that performance that it's had, this bottom in comparison to lower lows for Bitcoin, is really a good sign. So I like to see that. And again, you take a look at that and you compare that with the liquidation here, 34 to 36 cents seems very probable at this point. And that is roughly what a good 4 to 8%, 4 to 10% away. Okay, so good profits to be taken if you consider a long position. You have a slightly larger probability of finding success to the upside than the downside. That's really the bottom line here. And I do still think Bitcoin is probably going to run to the 55 to 56K range and kind of reject off that point of control. Quickly to touch on this here too, there's a CME gap that is developing right now for Bitcoin. So don't get too crazy with longs. I think Bitcoin is due for a correction once it hits a certain resistance range, which again is in that 55 to 56.6K range. I discussed that on my playout chart. If you're not familiar, those are available here on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. Again, just some potential scenarios that I see. It may or may not play out. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. I deeply appreciate you watching. Thanks again. Oh, be sure to check out, again, BTCC, our recently partnered exchange. They are phenomenal. Absolutely appreciate them. No KYC or VPN. Links down below for the current bonus. I hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Thanks again for your time. Take care.